Introduction. Thank you for your recent purchase of this product from Dynavet by Martin Sellier Canine Education Range. The Effitek Invisible Containment System is designed to maintain your dog's freedom while keeping him or her entirely safe within an area that you define. It will prevent him or her from running away or from entering certain areas where its presence is undesirable. Presentation of the product. The Effitek Invisible Containment System consists of 4 main components: a transmitter unit supplied by a mains-powered adapter, a 100-meter reel of antenna wire for connection to the transmitter, an electrostatic receiver collar suitable for all dogs weighing at least 4 kilograms. Operating principle. How the system works. You select a containment area and lay out the antenna wire around its border. This wire is linked to a transmitter, which sends a radio signal through the wire. This signal is then transmitted to the receiver collar fitted around your dog's neck. When your dog approaches the wire, the collar emits an audible warning signal, series of beeps. If your dog keeps going, it receives a series of harmless electrostatic corrections until he or she leaves the area. The dimensions of this area can be adjusted using the control knob and is dependent on the length of antenna wire used. Setting up the system, the different steps. Step 1. Draw a ground plan of the area where your dog will be permitted or of the areas you wish to protect. Step 2. Position the transmitter in a dry, sheltered location close to a mains socket. Step 3. Starting from the transmitter, lay out the antenna wire, which will demarcate your dog's roaming area as well as the areas you want to protect. At certain authorized access points, twist the out and in wires together to prevent the signal from operating. Step 4. Connect the antenna wire to the transmitter. Then, plug the transmitter into the mains. If the green indicator light comes on, the system is ready to use. If the transmitter emits several consecutive beeps and the indicator flashes, there is a bad connection at one of the transmitter terminals or a break in the loop formed by the antenna wire. Step 5. Check that the installation functions correctly and define the trigger area. First of all, take the receiver collar and insert the test light into it to signal the electrostatic stimulations. Insert the battery into its compartment in accordance with the marked polarity, and then replace the battery cover using the magnetic disc as a screwdriver. The collar will emit a beep, indicating that it is functioning and waterproof. Briefly pass the magnetic disc in front of the green dot on the housing to activate the device. You will hear a short beep and the orange LED will flash once. Set the control knob to the minimum position. Check the boundaries of your dog's authorized area by carrying the collar towards the antenna wire at your dog's neck height. The collar should emit beeps, indicating the warning area. Now continue to advance and the test light should illuminate. This is the spot where the dog will receive the electrostatic stimulations. Move on to the locations where you have twisted the wires to check that the collar is not triggered within the authorized area. The system is working correctly. You can use the control knob to increase or reduce the receiver collar's trigger distance. Tips. If your dog tends to take a run up in order to jump over a fence, increase the trigger distance. If your dog tends to dig, reduce the trigger distance. Demarcate the area's boundaries by placing the flags in the spots where the test light comes on. Leave a 4-meter gap between flags. The flags serve as a visual marker for your dog. You can now bury the wire at a maximum depth of 7 centimeters. Step 6. Select the operating mode. Mode 1. Beeps plus 8 increasing levels of stimulations. Mode 2. Beeps plus stimulations at level 5. Mode 3. Beeps plus stimulations at level 8. Mode 4. Beeps only. Place the magnetic disc against the green dot on the housing until you hear the number of beeps corresponding to the chosen mode, and then release it. You can now fit the collar to your dog's neck. Battery access panel downwards and product marking in the correct direction. Make sure that the electrodes are in good contact with your dog's skin. An extra set of longer electrodes is provided for long-haired dogs. Note 1. Deactivating the collar. To switch the collar off, quickly pass the magnetic disc in front of the green dot on the housing. You will hear a long beep and the orange LED will illuminate. Note 2. To enlarge the protected area, you can purchase an additional kit containing 100 meters of antenna wire and 25 flags. Note 3. To connect the two wires, strip 1 centimeter of insulation from each wire. Slip the insulator onto the first wire and firmly twist the two wires together. Reposition the insulator at the center and slowly bring the flame of a lighter towards it to melt and fuse it together. Training your dog. First and foremost, you should bear in mind that the Effitek Invisible containment system is a precious aid to give your dog room to roam and stop it running away. But it is not a physical enclosure. If external causes, fear, aggression, etc., are more powerful than the static corrections, there is a risk of your dog breaching its boundaries. Basic rules. To improve the system's effectiveness, 4 important rules should be followed during the training period. Rule 1. Keep the training sessions short, especially for younger dogs. Rule 2. Allow your dog to gradually get used to the receiver collar by fitting it around 20 minutes before each training session and then removing it once the session has ended. Rule 3. Never allow your dog to go past the defined limits during the training period or when the system is deactivated. The different steps. Step 1. Learning the limits with a single beep. Set the receiver collar to mode 4. Place the collar around the dog's neck. Move toward the flags with your dog held on a leash. When you hear the beep, apply a brief yank on the leash to have your dog come back into the authorized area. A sharp tug is the only practical way of teaching your dog that the flags represent a boundary. Congratulate your dog. Repeat this step all the way around the authorized area's perimeter for several consecutive days. Step 2. Learning the limits with beeps and electrostatic stimulations. Once your dog has mastered Step 1, repeat this operation, but with the collar set to Mode 1 so that the dog triggers the static corrections. After several sessions with your dog still on the leash, you should notice a change in his or her behavior. Ideally, he or she will anticipate the electrostatic stimulation and drop back on approaching the flags. Step 3. Now that your dog has mastered the exercise and knows the difference between the authorized and prohibited areas, you can let him or her off the leash. Step 4. If your dog has successfully mastered the previous stage, you can remove every other flag before removing them all. Step 5. When all the flags have been removed, you can leave your dog wearing the activated receiver collar unsupervised throughout the day. Conclusion. Now that you've set up the Effitek containment system, your dog is free to take full advantage of the garden area in total safety. We'd like to thank you for purchasing our product and suggest that you consult the instruction leaflet for full details. Martin Sellier, genuine love.